Toss to Hall, running left. Broke one tackle and turned it in.
Tackles, got another guy back at right guard, and this would be an improved group.
Toss over the right side for Rodgers. Floyd was there, and it's a little flip, a catch, a fumble by Hall, and a recovery by the 49ers.
To protect Aaron Rodgers, and their health will be key.
Here is Breece Hall.
Yards on the ground.
Here's a toss. Hall right side. Cuts upfield.
Stays healthy. He's poised for a huge year.
Little play action, and now over the middle. That one's caught by Hall.
He's going to show some people some things that he just simply hasn't been able to.
Delayed handoff in the play. Number 5 at Ohio State. Used to wear 17 with the Jets. Here's Breece Hall. Good throw, good catch, good play.
Here is doing that he's able to get the 49ers running a little bit. You know, you start getting the pressure inside.
Him being the head coach let go in season in his first year with the Broncos. Here's Hall up the middle. Between the yellow line and the goal line. Handoff to Hall. Touchdown Jets.
That drive by the New York Jets. Jets fans are at home. They hadn't seen many of those. You want to take a hit just to kind of get back into the ball game and the feel of it.
Hall tries the left side. He's brought down.
Improve as a player because of the impact that he has.
Hall to the 35.
Special because they've opened up some nice holes for him.
Little play action, and Hall has got a nice catch and run. Handoff to Hall. James is out there. One of the rare sightings of the night for big number 8. Second down and 8. Rodgers backpedaling and a drop. 2-point try. Hall lunging, and he's short. There's Breece Hall over the right side. By the way, Hall makes Campbell miss, and Breece Hall won't get it.
Week. It's only going to get better.
Tyrod Taylor has taken over at quarterback, and this is a good first step without their big weapon on offense in McCaffrey. Here's Hall, and a nice carry out near midfield.
On first down, Breece Hall powers his way through. Will he call on a 2nd and 4? Rodgers dumps it off. Breece Hall, 3rd and half a yard. It's going to be a direct snap to Hall, and he slices through your defense. Running play engulfed. Breece Hall in the backfield, Conklin the motion man. Handoff to Hall, and could not stay upright. Prolific for the Packers. Another give. And Hall is hit hard.
Simmons 98.
Hall shifts to the other side, and he's blown up in the backfield.
They should have had a minimum of 3.
See if the Jets can take advantage of it. Rodgers, and that was too high. Get the play off. Rodgers from his own end zone. Little flip in stride. Hall the motion man. Fake the handoff. Dump it off for Hall. Leans in. Hall in the backfield held to 9 yards rushing in the first half because of plays like that. A week 1 loss. Pitch to Hall. Hall gets to the outside. Breece Hall with a stutter step move.
Watch it to the left of your screen. 83 was the good block initially, and then Breece Hall gets right through the gap and turns on the Jets before Diggs knocks him out of bounds. A little bit there.
And normally Rodgers in complete command in those situations. Rodgers looking, end zone! Touchdown! Breece Hall!
The defender with his helmet back to him, if he doesn't see face mask, if he just sees the back of his head, you throw the football. Why? Because your receiver can see the football.
Making a play for special teams coach Brant Boyer. Jets are set up nicely on a give for Breece Hall. On a handoff, Hall right up the gut. Pitch, Hall. Spin move by Hall, and he will. Deep drop. Rodgers looks. Rodgers safety valve. It's Hall, and he's covered. Hand it off. Hall makes a cut. Hall back from the torn ACL week 3 of last season. Hall. Zigzag move, gets to the outside. Self against. Great teams practice well, and then they play great. Zip one to Hall. Rodgers 151 yards through the air. It's a pitch. Hall blown up in the backfield.
ACL goes over the top.
Going no huddle. Rodgers sends it to Hall. The catch.
2nd and 26. Tries to pick up a few on the ground with a run to the 49-yard line. 3rd and 19. Four-man rush to the outside, cutting back in to the 43. This is first of the season here. Hall is back in the backfield. He flares out. He makes the catch, but right there to
personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
And adjust their coverage.
And the changeup leads to a run through the middle and a nice little hole.
This is what you love to see with a new offensive line, still getting familiar with one another, being able to communicate. A lot of different looks from New England. Come down a little chip to help kind of solidify that front line and then work up to the second level to Raekwon McMillan.
Start on the ground. Checking out everything. 2nd and 12. Up to the 13 for 90 yards. Play action. Goes underneath. Hall to the 45. Facsimile of what they could have been. And bursting through the toss. Look out. And again. On the ground. To the outside. Then back through the middle. Got to about the 1. Ruckert is the fullback. On the ground. Can he get in? He rolls, and they're going to say he's short. Take another peek here.
Jennings makes a heck of an effort. That knee is up. I think that's a touchdown. I think he broke the plane. I think that's 6.
After review, the runner did get the ball across the goal line. It is a touchdown.
And a first down here after the 2-minute warning. Ball bounces off a would-be tackler, and then Jones. And hard count. To the ground again. Good move by Hall. To the outside and in. Give it to him. Drinks AR8 to the TB12. Through the middle to the 50-yard down. Halfway through the third quarter, Rodgers to the outside, caught Hall. Rodgers takes the play clock all the way down.
Be all about the health.
Very interesting. And rest of the Colorado anyway. From the 20-yard line.
Establish had enough time to get out and pin the Jets at the 1. That's Breece Hall. Single setback is Hall. Just looking for room to maneuver, and it's not there.
What a great way to finish, honoring those Jets.
Average drive start has been rough for the Jets.
Feel that.
Caught that. Good. Caught it.
That's a, my goodness.
Fake the pass.
See if we get some more movement plays as we just saw there.
2nd down and 1. Fake it. Rodgers sells it. Looking downfield. Incomplete.
As a fullback.
Handed off. Hall couldn't spin off the contact.
Fullback.
Hall cannot get there. Longest offensive play of the day for the Jets. Players were bunched in that area, and Breece Hall has got a good attitude and personality. The throw, good hands. Breece Hall. And they run it to Hall. Carries for 3 yards. Handed to him. He stumbles. The line of scrimmage at the 19. Rodgers straight back. Rodgers will throw it on a bounce. Rodgers dials it up to the outside. It bounces off the hand. Shotgun for Rodgers. Jets get another chance. Tosses to Hall. Turns it upfield.
And the first play in London is a Breece Hall run. Hall's second run. And it went. Rodgers, high snap. Does get it to Breece Hall. 2nd and 9. Rodgers over the middle. Breece Hall. Stays up long enough. Back. Handoff to Breece Hall. Gets through. Spin move inside the 25. Penalty puts the ball in the 40, and it's a pitch to Breece Hall, who picks his way. And he is met immediately. Get the playoff. Rodgers had to get 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Breece Hall slashes through. Hall with a nice first down run in the pocket. Another handoff. Fakes. Then he gets it out to Hall. Tries to make a man miss. Rodgers throws that one out to Hall. Makes a move. Gets out of the first down. Their first run in 19 snaps is a first.
Here he is, right side. And on Rodgers changing it up at the line. Nice cutback by Hall. 3 straight first downs for the Jets. Hall tries the right side, and this time protection. Pass is incomplete. Nathaniel has gone out of his way to not make it awkward.
Defense hasn't done their job.
Here's Hall, left side, has blocking. Big play into Buffalo territory.
This is something that the Jets do like to do. They get the ball out quick with the screen game, some of the RPO game, and it fits into what Aaron Rodgers has really been doing. Have not really been able to get him going.
Here is Hall, left side. Broke a tackle. Breece Hall tripped up inside.
Seeing from him, we haven't seen much of this year. But he has a nice lane, he hits it, and then he makes people miss. And that's the part of it. We haven't seen these big runs.
2 extra men on the rush, and a toss to Hall, and well played.
Coming off the ball by Wilson.
Here is a toss to Hall, and well played.
Thinking entirely too much and not letting his skills take over.
Breece Hall is brought down. Rodgers with protection fires a fastball to Hall. And a first down inside. Mary from Rodgers to Lazard to end the first half. They run it with Hall. Hall right side, well played. Hall gets it. And gets a ball against the Bills defense all year. Here's a delayed handoff to Hall. Little pitch to Hall, left side. Big play. Breece Hall. One man to beat. Tackle made by Rapp.
The sidelines, but nobody's able to get to Hall. Alan Lazard, he comes up. He helps make a block on Taron Johnson. Breece Hall, he's untouched.
Tonight of 20-plus yards for the Jets. Handoff and a play made. Here's Hall, nice cutback. Good hit. Toss to Hall. Broke a tackle. Hall carries, picking his way through this defense. They try here with Hall, and he's out of bounds at the 20.
Penalties.
Here's a toss. Breece Hall, left side.
Hands to Hall. Running left. Steelers. Second in the league in points allowed. Rodgers. Flat-footed throw. Hall out of the backfield. Accelerates for the first down. To midfield.
You could see the knockdown block first of all, and then the catch and run after. Breece Hall, if he gets it going like he did a week ago, this is a different Jets team.
Pass rushes of T.J. Watt. Inside give. Hall, great read from behind. 15 or 17 seconds of the play clock. Dumped down to Hall. Got a block. Hall in open space inside the 30. Walking down to the official in case the timeout was needed. It wasn't because Hall's taken off to the end zone. In for the touchdown.
Receiver side. And what we've seen out of Hall is when he gets a chance to put that foot in the ground.
So they end up on your stoop in a walk-up in New York. 1st and 16 from the end zone. Rodgers out to Hall to the 12-6 for Rodgers. Steelers get the pressure. Rodgers knows where to go with it. Breece Hall on the run. Hall into the secondary. Past the tackler at the 20. Breece Hall inside the 10. Drags Fitzpatrick inside.
Ruckert flips it back to the inside, and what we have seen tonight is that anytime Breece Hall gets the ball in open space, people can't get him on the
up there. 2nd and goal. Inside run for Hall. Oh, what a twist and a turn. He's just shy of the goal line. Devontae Adams essentially for the entire half for the Jets. Breece Hall running left. Chase 4 hands on him. In all these passing situations, a run with Breece Hall. 43. Hall running left. Pulled down by
advantage of.
First down. Coming back towards Hall in the pass game. 4 rushes tonight. Jake Hansen in a guard for the Jets. And this run will go for about 4 or 5. Williams in the game for the Jets. The 46-yard line. Hall cuts it upfield. So good with that.
And goes downhill and accelerates the way that he can. you see some special qualities. He is a wide receiver type coming out of the backfield.
Touches tonight. Rodgers floating it towards Hall. 3rd and 7. Rodgers shovels it forward. Can Hall get there? No, he's at the 30. From the 30, it begins with a Breece Hall run. Loss of 2.
Without Dante Jackson, their other player.
2nd and 16. Hall wrapped up. Out towards Adams. Looking the other way. About to get hit.
Right now, the time is now for this offense to figure it out.
This is Breece Hall on 3rd and 3. Crossing route. Mosley questionable to return in the middle of that Jets defense. So now the offense onto the field. Here's Hall. Little pitch from Rodgers. Hall get that win, but not the start they were looking for. Down 7-0. Another pitch near side of the field. This is Hall.
Rodgers does best and make them prove that they can put pressure on him.
This is Breece Hall. This drive begins at their 15-yard line. Pitch play to Hall.
Going to have some big opportunities in one-on-one matchups with Adams.
His defense on track, now hoping his offense can set the table here to begin the second half as they go right to the ground. And the second PI penalty in this game against Marcus Jones. Pitch play here to Hall.
In tight situations.
Fresh set of downs for the Jets. Rodgers faking the pitch. Then he goes underneath to Hall. Near side. Hall. Good yardage on 1st down. Let's see if they mark him out. Yes, they will.
Answered that question.
This is Hall. We're almost kind of stopped to throw the defense up with him, visiting with him. Not just contemporary. It's his 3rd game as the Jets coach. This is Hall looking for a seam.
Now relaxed and stress-free. The Jets can stay right now. So really credit New England defense for shutting down the run game.
2 run plays. As Wilson with his 3rd 100-yard day of the season. Hall finds the edge. Hall has a seam with 4:38 remaining. Hall taking on tacklers. Hall on the take. Stood up.
He went by Stingley. Rodgers misses it.
2nd and 10. Looks the other way. Fires over the middle. That's dropped as well. Off to a ragged start tonight. Huge hole, but then they put it on the ground and he recovers it. So the Jets, after the fumble by Breece, he recovered it. The Jets beginning their drive from the 31-yard line. Breece Hall on the ground. Breece Hall with a nice run.
Aaron Rodgers and everybody crazy.
They put Braylon Allen in the back. 2-back set here. Meanwhile, off to the races.
Adams was able to help out. Now you're able to hit an alley and get Breece Hall out there where he can do some damage. You know, he is a great receiver out of the backfield. We know that.
Todd Downing took over as the play caller from Nathaniel Hackett. Meanwhile, his first completion is
for the clock running down. This is good to mix this in.
Yeah. He had to use all 3 in the ground, and nothing, and 7 points went wasted. Start with Breece Hall.
Continue to try to find positivity, which is tough to do.
Hall again.
And a couple Rodgers recognized passes, so he's been able to get out quickly.
Big hole here. Closes in. Good tackle right in the back. 2nd and 10. Little flip here. Hall escapes a tackle and another. And picks up a 1st down from the 43 after a 13-yard gain. Hall to the outside. Taken down. Fake the hole. Rodgers throws. Busted up. 3rd and 1. Look out. Hall breaks a tackle in the backfield and then gets stopped from the 20. The Jets now. Little toss back here. Hall looking for some space. 2nd and 8. To the outside. Nice moves.
Penetration. He works around Derek Barnett. Bounces off a tackler, which would have been Hewitt.
2nd and 5. Hall again. Going to be
that the Cardinals did to theirs.
Jets begin on the ground here with Breece Hall, and he finds his seam.
Vera Tucker back in this offense.
1st and 10 Jets as they play from their own 44. Hall. Play action from Rodgers. Steps up in the pocket in the face of pressure. Gets it to Hall. Newly minted Offensive Player of the Week. Those 2 touchdowns last week. And one of the greatest catches.
They really feel like, despite the mistake last Thursday night, that they really think that
Rodgers goes through his reads over the middle, gets it to Hall out of the backfield.
To hit the inside slant.
Pitch play here to Hall. Good run straight up.
Find it and exploit that matchup.
Jets hand to Hall. This will be a first down for the Jets. So second possession. And that statue that has honored his legacy outside the stadium here. This is the part of the game where Rodgers and his offense really came alive in that Thursday night win over Houston. Olu Fashanu has come into the game for the Jets at that critical left tackle spot. This is Allen making Breece Hall. Long setback now alongside Rodgers. Rodgers protected again as they rush for. Hall's got it, first and more on CBS. On 2nd and 9, the handoff here to Breece Hall to the Cardinals. Rodgers over the middle, this time to Hall.
Rodgers starts in the shotgun, handoff to Breece Hall. Nice running across the 35. On 3rd and 3, Hall on the carry and barely gets back to the line. Allen checking Breece Hall. He is pushed back at the line. First 2 drives. On first down, Rodgers throwing and completes one to Breece Hall. Wilson in motion, handoff to Hall. And Breece Hall with a in his 18 years in Green Bay. And on first down, a handoff down. Can Breece Hall change that right here? He can. In the last 4 weeks, they run it with Hall up the middle. Hall upended by Rodgers looking left. Now comes back over the middle to Hall. He's got some room to run. First down, Hall, 10, 5, touchdown!
Just leaks out, and then it's just nobody's there. Just races his way into the end zone.
Ruckert in motion. A flip to Hall. Breece Hall inside the 20. Adams in motion. Breece Hall right side. He's got the first down and more. Inside the 10. Dives for the pylon. And it's a touchdown.
It's almost deceptive how quickly he's moving. And as a defender, you hold up just a little bit as Julian Blackmon did there, and he's by you.
Malachi Corley in motion, and it's a handoff on first down to Hall. Gets away from Grover Stewart. Yards from scrimmage. Rodgers right back to Hall, and Zaire Franklin. Devontae Adams in motion. On first down, it's Breece Hall. Trying to get to the outside, and E.J. Speed. Argument. Rodgers screen, and Hall trying to get away. He cannot. Hall. 3rd down and 2. A pitch to Hall. Trying the right side. And Hall's got the first down and more. Breece Hall spinning his way.
Forced defender Zaire Franklin to go outside of him, and he just steps inside. Good blocking scheme there. But it's really Breece Hall making things happen.
It's Breece Hall on first down. And he gets it. 2nd and 9. Quick pass, and Hall is taken down. Here's Breece Hall. And Hall, 10th play of the drive. They run it with Breece Hall and Grover Stewart. Rodgers screen to Hall at the 20, and he's gone.
This is really their last legs. They want to make any type of push to make them.
In particular, get back from the bye week and start fresh.
Little shovel pitch
to the run game.
They do with Breece Hall, and he's in there for Moses. Here is Hall with some speed and a first down. Give it to Hall for 2, and he is in.
In the league, that's what he does best.
Here is Hall. And Jones. Great return by Gibson. Sets him up at the 44. Toss play. Cut by Hall.
Right now, what's going on there?
Different look. I know you're curious about it. I am as well. Here is...
Yeah, it's trusting your backs to get the yards.
I'll trust Hall here as he bounces off of Jones. Now crack toss for Breece Hall. And just like that, we're lined up on the right side. Here is Breece Hall. Clock stops now when you step out. And the clock will stop on an incomplete.
NFL quarterbacks.
Breece Hall with nowhere to go. Breece Hall looking for room. And some tough yards up to about the...
It's still really, really good.
Penalty puts him in the hole as Hall will only put time.
And in the middle of the field is Hall, who's trying to put a move on, and he does, inside the 40. Breece Hall cannot get going.
Second down 12, you got to run it.
And they do. There's room for Breece Hall, and he gets the first down, gliding out of bounds.
And that's one of the things the Jets have done better as a run team. Get to the outside, get to the edge, but you've got to establish that. You can't bounce it out there on an inside run.
To throw, Breece Hall up the sideline.
Much more like himself. He's played pretty well.
Breece Hall carries and dances for a first down. Yeah, he's played through a punt from Logan Cook. First punt of the game for the Jags. And Breece Hall is dropped. The pitch. Hall inside the 3rd in the Jags this season. And they're going to let him score.
Not so long since he signed here in November. But this
after the Rams punt and choosing not to go for a 55-yard field goal. This is Hall. Second down 3. Hall again runs into it, but he gets the first. They were not hitting from deep. 2nd and 10, so they decide to punt, but the Jets have pried their way. 2nd down 9. Breece Hall looking for a block, and he got it in there from Fashion to the block. Conklin with a block out there for Hall and shoved up. Rodgers, Hall, and tripped up. 3rd down and 5. Wilson in the backfield, as was Hall, and Hall gets the call. And shoved out of bounds. 4th and 1, Hall. Oh, stopped, it looks like. Rodgers through the air, 9 of 11. Breece Hall, 1st and 10. Oh, he's slippery. And finally brought down.
Took a lot of control on his part.
2nd down 10. Breece Hall will work his way, sliding 198 yards. 1st and 10. And they 2 between him and Rodgers. 2nd and 6. Hall again. Initially.
Conklin, what was it? I don't know.
Hall on 1st and 10. Slicing in there, and you. The 3rd and 11 for the Jets. Time. Hall. Got by, has the first. Rodgers will go to the air. It's Hall. Conklin a block. Down to the 2s, again to the air. Buying time. And incomplete for Hall. 1st down and 10 to Breece Hall with a spinning move, and all Matthew Stafford can do is watch. 2nd down and 8. Breece Hall, one-on-one with space. Got by him, gets the first. Jets take it 1st and 10. Hall. Morgan Moses with the 1st and 10. Good return on the kick with a little end around here.
What the significance is, but 500 would be a big one. And they start with a little swing pass over to Breece Hall, and he's up ahead.
So this is huge, part of the game plan.
A little hesitation and ridden down on it. Adams in motion. They flip it. Hall. And boy, he 2nd and 6. We're back to Hall. Wants to take it outside. Now comes upfield. And look at Hall with open room.
Edge. Mitchell gets off the ball fast, and then really outstanding job by Tippmann, the center on the pulling. Good play design right there. Out on the edge again.
Hall. He is close here today, eclipsing that mark in this game. Here's Hall. He finished. Here's a 1st and 10. Handoff. Only a yard.
Inside, it's been very difficult on defenses.
1st and 10. Give. Hall. On 1st down. Gonna run it. Hall.
Basically, you get 18 turnovers, you never turn it over.
As Hall gets 1 yards.
And 7 on the Bills, 22 total.
There's a screen set up for Hall.
And a few picked up.
Wilson here on 3rd down 11. Check down. Hall drops it. Yeah, 3-0 here. Breece Hall, first run play of the day for the Jets, is a good one as Hall gets in football. This would be a tough group. Hall contacted in the backfield and he lost it. 2nd and 12, get it quickly to Hall. And again, blown up in the rushers as any defense in the league. 3rd down and a mile underneath. Hall got just 5 yards. Jets starting the drive at the 21. And a Breece Hall run off the left side. Got a couple good blocks. And Hall spun his way free for New York. Breece Hall off the left side. Stiff arm Brooks. Breece Hall had a seam. And Hall into the secondary. Handed off. Breece Hall. He's in. And it is a 2-score lead. 4. Rodgers scans, checks it down. Here's Hall. Broke one tackle, then Cater Kohus, a 4-time MVP. Hands it off to Breece Hall. Hit at the line. Fought forward for a couple. He said to us this week, of course I want to go out on top, but he takes comfort, he says.
You've got to face the division rival. That's a big difference wild card weekend for the Steelers.
Playing elsewhere. Hands it off here. Hall hops inside the 25.
It's an 8-point game.
Handoff. Hall hops through, first down. Breece Hall inside the 10.
Going backside along with Jeremy Ruckert. I mean, this is textbook counter, run down the A-gap, and bit of a gamble there.
But all that play clock out. Handed off to Hall again. Rodgers looks to throw. Rodgers retreats, dumps it off. Breece Hall makes the move, and it's a 4-touchdown finish.
And again, as we've seen all day, just subtly buying time in the pocket.